for me as an individual, I don't prioritize food as as a priority. I have never been that guy.
I think communication is the key when it comes to the kind of food you want.
How far now, bro?
I did. Now you.
What's too fresh? Shit,
my brother. I did try. I did try to stay fresh.
That's what's up, man.
Without not breaking the bank.
Looking fresh as always.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get back to our topic on hand. This is CTD Among Blacks. We're trying to connect the dots as the best way we can in our own little way.
Yes, sir.
And we just want to thank our viewers that's out there that's keep watching us and streaming us, passing religiously any way you wanted to. You see us, you just watch us. We really appreciate you guys. Keep doing it as we continue to run those numbers up.
Thank you.
So yeah, let me ask you this question. There's some topic that's been in our forefront lately, but I said, let's talk about it in our podcast here and see. What do you think about you have a partner and will you still love? You don't say that.
Is the partner just laughing?
Yeah, the partner. It could be a boyfriend, it could be a husband, a wife, or it could be anybody. Somebody you kick it with. Does their food affect if the person doesn't know how to cook? Does it affect the relationship?
This is a big one.
Is it a deal breaker for you if the person doesn't know how to cook? What do you think?
So when we say this in a context, are we talking about that has to do with same country or like dating somebody outside your own comfort zone?
Oh, that's a good one. I'll say either one.
Okay.
Either one. You're just dating someone out of your comfort zone or somebody that from your same neck of wood or your same culture, same place.
All right. Thank you for the question.
Right.
What I would say is, I'm saying because I will use my personal experience and some people that have been able to share part of their own personal experience with me.
Okay.
I've been lucky lately since we started the podcast to have people that share their views, and we just learn from it. And one of the reasons that people listen to us is to share our views. With that being said, what I would say is, to some people, it's a deal breaker. Like it's big. To some people, it is not big. And I think we're living in a generation where people fail to understand we're no more in 1960s, we're no more in 1990, and we're no more in 2001. Mm-hmm. This is 2024. And a lot of things are approaching to the world that people don't validate or value. The key point now is social media. There was one time podcast is not something anybody wants to jump on. Bringing all this up to say, I think communication is the key when it comes to the kind of food you want.
Okay.
And a lot of people are attached to many things when it comes to their relationship with their partner, not valuing that relationship or partnership is not be perfect.
Okay.
We're both going into it to able to bring our personal experience, our trauma, our insecurities, our pain, our visions, our dreams, our goal into the relationship. It's unfortunate that social media make most women, I'm not a woman so I can't speak, but I can say on what I've seen, like women set a standard without expecting what to go into the relationship. Same thing applies to men lately, that men go into a relationship with saying, this is what I want. And if you can't do it, then you can't be around me. Yeah, you're right. But going back to the food content, for somebody like me in Nigeria dating somebody inside my race, when I say my culture, in America, I've had friends, I've had different things, but I'm having my relationship now that I realize that it's a big role. And if you're not ready to be mentally strong, it might destroy your relationship, because most of the time when you pass out your own feelings, you don't even know how to feel about it. For example, in Nigerian food, there's many food in America that when you cook, people will leave your house for you. Especially America, like, what the hell is that? Like, bro. And if you're not somebody that's well open-minded, that could make you get offended. Like, why would you talk about my food?
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
What happens when you have a partner and you love this partner to death, but you hate their cooking? How do you address that? How do you
That's why I say it's communication. The communication is to find, for anybody that dates anybody, I know when to poke my partner to make them mad, and I know when to make them happy.
Okay.
So wait for the time.
Communication. Okay.
Yeah, the communication is to know when they're happy and be able to bring that conversation up. You can't bring, a woman can't bring conversation of telling the man that's just about to pay the bills, I'm saying about in America, and they're reminding him like, babe, I'm tired of cooking that food you always want to eat. Nigga's about to pay the bill, you're telling him it's about to make him go crazy. Or maybe you're talking to your woman and she just finished cooking and the first statement in your mouth like, damn, how the f you cook the food like this? It's no thank you. I'm a victim of that too. There's no word of encouragement to now talk about. So I think the key point is, for me, having a partner that you love till the end of a spat, but you don't like their food, there are better ways you can work it out. There's no direct answer to it, except being able to sit down in your house and be able to have a conversation of saying, okay, how we're going to make it work. Because if you're both good in your house, nobody care how you cook until you bring somebody to your house. And nobody has to say how you cook actually. You can decide like, we're cooking in the morning, we're just going to give you the food. Or we're cooking in front of you. And I don't think African parents put so much subjected to saying women should have to be the only ones to cook. I think it's both ways.
Right.
And some men don't know how to cook. So pay somebody that is a conversation in the house of having the common understanding of not saying you started buying food from the house and you throw it to your woman's face at the end of the day, like, you know, even though you know how to cook, you won't waste the money like this. So in nutshell, I think communication is the key for every relationship now, because people don't think communication goes a long way.
Okay. So
Communication goes a long way beyond.
you think it goes beyond just even in relationship?
And I think when you talk about this, one of our episodes, one of the partners got to be enough to be truth enough to be able to take in anything that's happening to within them and know when to now say, okay, let's this escalate and bring it back together. Okay, I think that's the main thing.
I'll interject in there and I'll ask you. Okay, you guys have communicated.
What is your own view though? Before you ask the next.
I mean, you said right. you said you could tell like you could tell I'm married to my wife and everything. Yeah. So, but the good thing about it is that for me as an individual, I don't prioritize food as as a priority. I have never been that guy. So once it comes to food,
but don't you think women feel like they want to know how we feel about when we cook for them?
Of course. They want to know, but if it doesn't taste good, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't mean I love you less. It has no weight at all. But I'm bold enough to tell you this doesn't taste good because it doesn't, as long as she knows that
that's not your thing.
That's not my thing. Like, I'm just keeping it real with you. It doesn't taste good. This is not good. Cook it. It doesn't take anything away from you.
I take my woman out to go out and eat. We just go out and eat. It doesn't really care. When we feel like we want to cook in the house, we cook. When we feel like we want to go out there to go and eat, we do that, we eat. And like I said, I think it's more about communication. People don't want to have the right communication about being in their feelings about their past relationship, and they just drag into that. Yeah,
you communication is a very, very, I think when you also be true, communication being true in your relationship, because you cannot say, you guys could still communicate all you guys want, but at the same time, if you feel some type of way, you don't bring that up. Even when you do it, when you even bring that communication up, you make it look like, listen, you better do better. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's the way you pass that message and let this person know that, listen, I don't really care about all this stuff, but I think we both can watch and grow in this our cooking aspect. Not only the woman, the guy itself could learn how to cook. So both of you doing the same thing at the same time, it actually binds the relationship a little bit more.
I think that's what relationship is about too, when people to understand there's a time of what we both do together that counts. It's not what we do to ourselves. I think that's when people know who we are.
We're vulnerable, the times we're vulnerable, the times our mistakes, when we make our mistakes and we both come to understand that this mistake, we both can grow in this mistake and learn from this mistake and grow together.
I think that's the key word. Right. I like that, because a lot of relationships don't value that anymore. It's about, you got to hear what I'm saying, and if you can take it, that's it.
Those things won't last. Unfortunately, it goes back. We could go deep into it, because it could go back to a man or a woman having those trauma in their past relationships.
You're not kind of thinking, too. I'm listening to you. I added to what I was saying about saying it's deep. It's a good topic, because we might say it on
surface level, but it's deeper than just that surface level, right?
It's deep,
especially once it comes to,
because once we take him, says a lot about who we are. Some people are so much concerned about what they eat. It's just that kind of a matter. Me too, I'm the kind of man I eat anything.
It depends. You see, that could be their childhood, how they grow up, how they see their father. Their mom is always presenting food to their father, and that's all they know. And they come to America or whatever, and they want their same platter of gold. And you understand? And if it doesn't happen, that's it. They
and that's why I said it's communication. You just said something like, if you can both sit down and say, this is how we do in our house, and then we can.
The woman could go up and say, that's how you do in your house, but guess what? This is America. I don't care how you do. So you see what I'm saying?
Bro,
and I've seen that.
I can't say many things for many reasons, because of all the females I have in my life. My mom, my woman, and extra friend. They come to me to talk about their boyfriend, and I just tell them, still like, you're the problem. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're the problem, because what you're telling me, it shows you just. And I think we might have to bring women to this party.
Oh yeah, I told you. This topic is something.
I think the only way it's going to balance is to bring women.
We have a woman to tell how they feel.
When man tell them like, okay, this is, or maybe they might have a way of they expect men to approach that topic when it comes to cooking, because women are the one that holds the kitchen when it comes to cooking.
They do.
And sometimes women just run our mouth how we think it is, and just that's my take on that.
That's your take on that? Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And that was a good one, bro.
Yeah.
Nice one. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On to the next.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
For any couple out there, we are not a therapist. We are not a marriage counselor. We're a role model. Actually, I'm gonna say that. And when I say we're a role model in making sure we can be a better version of ourselves, and not to just drag everything into the world, believing how our parents have lived the world in the 90s and the 20s. Things have been different, and we're that kind of a gentleman that will make sure your voice is being heard. So with that being said, this is CTD Among Blacks, and on this particular episode, I think we're definitely going to try to bring it to an end with Big Big. And like we said, do you watching us right now, maybe either a guy or a girl or a man or a woman, how do you feel when your partner cook, especially to men, how do you feel when your partner cook the kind of food you don't like but you love them? What is your approach? You could drop it on the chat. You could tell us how you feel, or if you have a story you want to share that you feel like it's going to impact people when it comes to the kind of food you want your partner to eat. We're down here for us to want to be able to listen to you, and you can always reach out to us on www.ctdamongbblacks. And on this particular episode, we're putting it an end. And like I always say, it doesn't have to make sense, but whatever you're doing, if you believe it's going to impact the world in a good place, and it's going to make the world a better place, keep doing it. In the future, it will definitely make enough sense. And to Big Vic, how you feeling?
Stay in love as always. Peace as we continue to connect the dot.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.
Yes, sir.